So, surprise, surprise, surprise. It turns out that the altcoin market had some more crashes to go. Well, here you go. Now, a lot of people, of course, tell you, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Today, we're going to discuss buying dips. Is it worth it right now to buy the dip, or is it better to wait? Let's check it out. So, everybody, welcome to the FOMO Factory. If you're new to the channel, I'm happy to have you here. I don't even think there are new people in crypto, but if you are, you're going to make it probably because you're one of the few. And history, shows us that when nobody has interest, that's the best time to be here. Also, like the video if you like the video. Now, let's get right into it. First of all, let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sitting at $25,500, $26,000. Nothing too crazy, right? What we just saw is Bitcoin basically going down. Well, what we also saw is the Bitcoin dominance going up. And then I thought, oh, this is what we have been waiting for a long time and what we discussed for months right now. And that's exactly what happens, because if the dominance goes up, aka Bitcoin is dominating the crypto space more, but Bitcoin is going down in price, what do you think altcoins are doing? Well, that's what we are seeing on this chart right now, right? We have this red candle over here. And, it's nothing really too crazy about this red candle, if you think about it like that. The bear market started and we had multiple of these candles. This was a so far weekly candle of, if we take the full candle, 17%, right? If we take the closure, it was 13%. So let's say 15%, right? We have multiples of these. We had 27% right there. I think even this one, 15% right there. We had this week was way more, 30%. I can bet you that these and these and these, like this is not the first time this happens. Then why is it so extra painful right now? Well, first off, of course, when we started the bear market, it all goes very fast, right? You have one red candle and before you blink your eyes, you have another one. If you don't blink your eyes, more than once a week, since this is a weekly candle, but you know what I mean. Now, however, a lot of people, they thought we were out of the bear market because they listened to certain people on the internet, or they just felt like, hey, Pepe goes up, right? So it must be a bull market right now because meme coin season. Well, we had a meme coin season in the previous bear market here as well. That's usually when the liquidity really gets kind of a last breath, right? That's basically what it is. Now we saw the altcoin market technically still going down because we had a high, we had a lower high right here. This was the high, and we had slightly lower high right here. So it was technically still going down, but it felt a little sideways, didn't it? Right? Because from basically June last year, we were now sitting at the same point as June last year, right? So the altcoin market went up, it went down. Overall, we ended up sideways. So people got used to boredom. Right, so people didn't get used to big pullbacks, except the FTX crash right here. Now we got another one, and people didn't see it coming. Our community probably did though, but a lot of people did not see this coming. Now, there are people that are interested in altcoins. They in a bear market usually say two things. One is, it's going to be an altcoin season. And then when, this happens right here, they'd be like, told you. Or when it goes down, they'd be like, buy the dip. That's what I want to touch on. Should you buy the dip? Well, I don't know. So far, it didn't turn out to work, did it? Right? And okay. And one disclaimer before we talk about that. I'm not talking about trading right here. If you want to go learn about trading, follow Eric Crown, for example, or I don't know, but don't follow me necessarily. I'm more talking about investing. Okay. If you are a trader, and you bought this right here, for example, you made a perfect trade, right? If you did it well, either you're very good at it or you're pretty lucky, right? You can always make money trading. Doesn't matter what the market does. I know that I can trade. But it takes too much time, gives me a lot of stress, and I'm not that good at it. So I feel like whatever. I don't like trading that much. I'm more of an investor. So we talk about investing. Now, when it comes to investing and buying the dip, did it work out? Well, not necessarily, right? First off, we have the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance is one of the most important charts in crypto right now, and not a lot of people are talking about it. The Bitcoin dominance, if we look at it in perspective, right? It started out over here, which close to 100%, right? Why? Because back over here in 2014-15, there was like Bitcoin, and there was not much else, right? The Litecoin was created somewhere, I think right there, Ethereum. Sorry if I get the timeline wrong, but somewhere in that area at least, right? So there was basically only Bitcoin. Then we had a lot of altcoins coming. But altcoins did not really do anything until we got an altcoin season in 2017-18. And you see the Bitcoin dominance completely crash to shit. Which means that Bitcoin was dominating the market less and less and less. However, the Bitcoin dominance also goes up. When does that happen? In a bear market. This was a bear market, right? In a bear market, altcoins die. There's no more liquidity. People move their funds from altcoins into Bitcoin because you don't know which altcoin is going to survive. And still today, it's not over. If you have an altcoin bag and you feel like 100%, well, yeah, but this altcoin is going to survive, consider the fact that it also can not survive, all right? All the altcoins that I have, I'm mentally prepared for the fact that they could still die. And I can already tell you, this year, just this year, a lot of altcoins will die. A lot of them will. Exchanges are dying as well. Lightbit is an exchange here in the Netherlands. Well, died. Well, they stopped. Hotbit died. Right, we had a lot of other stuff already, and that was because of other reasons, but FTX gone. There was so much gone and dying and giving up and well, scamming, right? And that's not sustainable for these exchanges. And also not for altcoins. They go out of runway. They don't have the experience of the cycles, and they feel like, man, people are never going to invest here again. Fuck it, let's go. Whatever. They die. Right now, what happened in 2020-21, we had another bull run for altcoins. The dominance went from 73, 74, 73% all the way down to 40%. That was the second real altcoin season, a big one, right? Since then, altcoins did not do much compared to Bitcoin. Right? I'm not saying compared to the dollars, I'm saying to Bitcoin. Right, they've been ranging for like 2 years. And even here, last year in June, when the dominance got down from 50 to 40%, give or take, people were talking about an altcoin season. Is it technically true? Yeah. Like altcoins were outperforming Bitcoin here for a short while and a little bit. If that's what you want to call an alt season, I don't know. It's a little like, then what's this? Right? This is an alt season. Now, buying the dip, we'll go there. But over here, and sorry, this is probably going to be a slightly longer video, but sometimes people complain about the length of the videos and they'll be like, yeah, okay, I get it, but this is quite the information you might want to hear sometimes, because most influencers just show you altcoins. I try to not do that really, because it's not time for altcoins. Because Bitcoin, since basically August last year, has been, the Bitcoin dominance has been going up. So basically, at least since August last year, you should have stepped out of altcoins already. Did I do that? No, not really. I'm also guilty, because I also still sometimes make mistakes and feel like, yeah, but this altcoin is different and this one is overall. You don't know which altcoin is going to do what. That's the problem. Doesn't matter how good the project is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't freaking matter at all. Bitcoin dominance has been going up. Now, it was ranging here. So you could have thought, and I thought as well, like, hey, there's a good chance that it gets rejected right here again. So let's convert some Bitcoin to altcoins. And if it goes down, you can make a lot more Bitcoin and then convert these altcoins back to Bitcoin right here. That's a sick trade. And if it was still ranging, then it was a very sick trade. However, it's quite different this time now, right? The trend is your friend until the end of the trend. It's the end of the trend. The difference is these moves up were very short. You see that it didn't last right here. It got rejected immediately. Here was quite longer, but also did not last longer than 2 weeks, got rejected right here. This move, we went up, little sideways, up, little sideways, up, sideways, up. Now it's steady climbing. We've been here now for 2 months, more than 2 months. This was a day, this was a day, this was like 2 weeks, 2 months. Right, so the Bitcoin dominance is now breaking out. Could come down a little bit more, of course. Could always correct, and you can then tell me like, you were wrong. Let's wait, how it plays out over the longer time frames. Investing, I don't care what my portfolio looks like tomorrow. It's the next bull run, right? That's what you should focus on. If you want to get rich tomorrow, then, sorry, come back, go to the casino. It's not a bull run right now. It's not happening, okay? That's not what happens. But the Bitcoin dominance is now going up while Bitcoin is going down. And I've showed you this also before. If you overlay Bitcoin on the Bitcoin dominance, what do you see? You'll see this. So the Bitcoin dominance, let me put it like this. Here we go. Bitcoin is now sitting, let me put it on the daily. Sorry for this. Bitcoin is now sitting at 25.8, right? Last time we were there, I technically was here, but the time really before that was here. Same price for Bitcoin, so Bitcoin hasn't changed, okay? So if you bought Bitcoin March 16 or today, doesn't matter. Same price, all right? We can all agree on that, all right? Now look what where the Bitcoin dominance was back then, 45.5%. It's now 49%, right? So although Bitcoin is worth as much, it dominates the crypto space a lot more. And that means that altcoins are going down. That's what it means. And we can see that by the total 3. The total 3 shows you exactly how it looks like. We are in this falling wedge. I've said this a lot. I'm not going to repeat this entirely, but we are in this falling wedge. We have the resistance where we get rejected all the time. We have the support where we find support all the time. I said, as long as we're in this falling wedge, people were calling alt season here, buying here. I said, look, guys, you can buy right here. But if you want to buy right here, wait for the breakout, the retest, and then buy. Otherwise, this is still resistance, this line. If you wait for the retest, then you buy at support. Right now, a lot of people, of course, did not do that. And they bought here anyway. And they are now down. They're now down, right? And in the meantime, we are always almost halfway of this falling wedge right here. Now, is it likely that we go to the downside? Yeah, extremely, of course. Why? Well, that's the trend, right? Rejected, 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 rejected. Support, 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 support. What's changed? Nothing. Nothing has changed, right? So until the trend is what it is, I can see us, we can go up again and then get a rejection and then go down there. That's also possible. But this is what I see happening. Unless, and that's invalid, if we break out and have a retest, right? But even it could get worse, because what I see what happened in 2019, 18, 19, is we were in the same falling wedge, had some kind of a fake out, people bought, alt season, got back in, it went completely to the downside, not even that, because we bounced a little bit a week later and people thought, okay, here we go again. And then what happened? We fell below it. We even fell below it. And only from then, we got out of it. And that was even not a bull run, because we, from this point, from the point where we got out of it, February 4, 2019. Look at this. March 20 or March 16, 2020. So more than a year later, we were at the same level. We even made a lower low. So technically, what would that mean? that would mean that if we do something like this and we break out, like let's say in October this year, maybe, I don't know, just something random, it could mean that in October 2024, altcoins will be at this exact level, lower than where we are right now. Is it impossible? No, it happened before. So it is not impossible. I'm not saying it happened before, so it should happen right now, but I am saying it happened before, so there is no reason to assume that it's not like that it's impossible right now. I mean, the macro right now, like, is a lot worse. I mean, we have the SEC coming after us, right? After altcoins, after exchanges, regulations, there's potential recession coming up. We did not have that here. We had the COVID crash. Right, but the Fed, printed the way out of that immediately, and that started the bull run. Right, and maybe they will print their way out of here as well. But for now, it's the exact same thing. Only now there's a lot more shit going on. And with all this shit going on, the altcoin market is still doing very fantastic compared to the last one. Last altcoin crash, bear market, altcoins went down 92%. All right, 92%. Have any guess how much it went down this time? So far, 74. You want to know what 92 will look like? 92 will look like this. 90 billion. 90 billion. Right? It's here. It's kind of this top over here, by the way. That's what it would look like if we have to repeat what we did the last cycle, where the macro was looking way better. Now, I don't think, though, that that's going to happen this time. Why not? We had a very hard run over here, like an extreme run. We came from literally nothing, and we went all the way to more than 300 billion. This time, we went from 27 billion to this, right? It's also an insane run, by the way, but not as hard as this one, right? So if something goes up very hard, it comes down very hard. That's not like what we have seen this time. Not. But then, should you buy the dip? That's what the video is all about. Well, let's take a look at some altcoins, just for fun. And let me take Cardano as an example, as I have it right here. And you could say like, but Cardano is an altcoin. I know that, but it is a coin with history, right? It's a coin that survived bear markets already, and it's a coin which you have a lot of data on already. And nevertheless, Cardano looks like this. I can also pop up Algorand, also sitting at new lows. If you don't like that, I can pop up Arweave. It's also sitting at new lows. I can pop up Atom, it's sitting near the cycle lows right here. I can pop up AVAX, sitting at lows right now. I can pop up Cake if you want, bruh, sitting at lows right now. Hell, I can even pop up Hex, the coin that everybody loves. Well, no. Okay, you get the point. Let's just go with Cardano in this case, right? So what if you feel like, let's buy the dip? What do? Well, it's very simple. If you have bought the dip, let me remove this stuff right here. Which dip are you buying? Right? Because people always say buy the dip. That's what it is, right? Well, there are a lot of dips, aren't there? So let's say you bought this dip over here. It went down even more. You bought this dip. And you bought this dip. And then we had such a hard crash where we went from $1.20 all the way down to 40 cents. How can you not buy that dip? So you bought that dip, right? But then it was 40 cents and it went up back to 60 cents and you feel like, yeah, I made a sick trade and okay, nice, good one. I caught the bottom and we went all the way to 25 cents, right? And now it went from, again, 46 cents, give or take, all the way down, made a new low, 22 cents. So you felt like, buy that dip. All right. Where's your average, give or take? Somewhere around here, probably, right? 70 cents, give or take, should be your average. This is your average. So based on where we are right now and where your average buy is, was it a good idea to buy the dip or wasn't it? I don't know. You tell me. Doesn't look that good. Because it's very simple. Someone that bought over here, let's say someone is a dip buyer, right? People, I bet you if you search on Twitter right now, buy the dip, you see a lot of tweets over the last couple of days. Let's say you're one of those persons and you bought the dip. You have $1,000. Well, let's say like this. Person A buys a dip. Person B sits, waits, analyzes, has patience, does that kind of shit. The dip buyer takes his $1,000 average, right? And is now sitting at $400. While the person that did not buy anything yet still sits at $1,000. That's the big difference already. But then, that's not even it. What if we get into a bull run? Well, let's say Cardano hasn't stopped dipping, right? And this goes for every altcoin, this Cardano, but every altcoin basically. Exceptions there, of course. Let's say it hasn't stopped dipping, like what I think, right? That we go down way more in the total tree. Let's say the crypto market has a very nasty, the altcoin market has a very nasty way down to go. And Cardano, for example, in this case, goes to 10 cents, what I think is pretty realistic. Then the person that bought all these dips first lost 85% of his money. So that $1,000 will be worth $150 over here, right? If, hypothetically, Cardano goes back to its all-time high from there, 30x. Well, you made a 30x on your $150. Congratulations. That's $4,500 that you made with your initial $1,000. So you made like a 4.5x, but it took you a lot of frustration, a lot of waiting, a lot of pain in the meantime. And that's it, if you're lucky. Because if you are a little emotional, you panic sold. The person, however, that dollar costed around this area with its $1,000, right? They made more like 30K with $1,000. That's the big difference. That's the huge difference. And I'm not implying with this like you should try to time the bottom. But there is more between trying to time the bottom and buying every single dip. Right? Because that's what happens. That's what happens. And also, you should ask yourself, if you feel like I want to buy the dip, why? Why? Right? Ask yourself, why do you want that? And I think for a lot of people know the answer. The answer is FOMO. Right? That's why we call this the FOMO factory, because we want to create FOMO, but in a good way. You know, the FOMO is not necessarily a bad thing, but it kind of depends on what you do with it. I feel a lot of FOMO in the market for myself a lot of times. Right? I'm not saying like, oh, you know, there's an altcoin that I really like and it's sitting very low. Yeah, of course I get that feeling. What you do with that decides how the outcome is going to be, of course, for you. Right? So why do you want to buy the dip? Because of FOMO. You want that altcoin and you think this is the best entry, right? And you buy it because you think it will go up from there. That's what it is. But then again, you want to take a look at the market and you might be like, okay, what on the chart suggests that this is the bottom? What suggested this right here was the bottom? Or this, or this, or this, or now this, right? Why can't it go here? Why? There's not a reason. Please tell me in the comments if you do feel like why, right? But there isn't really. I do understand that if you are sitting in fully cash though, you want to have some exposure to the market, right? You feel like, okay, I'm sitting in a lot of cash and I'm going to make a killer move one day. But, you know, what if it goes up right now? Because what if it goes up? Could be also. I'm not saying it couldn't. I don't think so. But what if this was the bottom for the crypto market in general and it all goes up? why don't you give yourself exposure to Bitcoin? Right? Because one, Bitcoin is lower risk and higher reward, especially in a bear market. And that's measurable, like very easy. If you look where Bitcoin is from the bottom up till now, it's up 66%. All right. If you look where the altcoin market is from the bottom till where we are right now, it's 6%. It's quite the difference, right? We also know that Bitcoin is, of course, lower risk than altcoins. And why don't you? Right? Because people, they feel like, yeah, but Bitcoin doesn't give you good returns. Well, look, I mean, this already showed you it gives you better returns than your altcoins, right? And yeah, some meme coins in a bear market, they pop and you feel like, I missed that, now I'm gonna buy altcoins. You know how many altcoins there are. You know how small the chances that you exactly catch that one. That's casino. That's a casino. If you want to go to the casino, do that, right? But if you also think that Bitcoin doesn't give you any good returns, it's quite nonsense. Even in a bull market, look, from the bottom of this bear market to the top of this bull market, Bitcoin did a 120x. Tell me that is not enough for you, right? From the last bear market to the bull market, from the bottom to the top, Bitcoin gave you a 21x, right? Before that, from the bottom, well, it was not even really the bottom, from the bottom, whatever the fuck, to the top, gave you a 17x, right? And there was a bull market before that. I don't have the data right here. Did also 110x. Overall, Bitcoin gives you very good profits, right? And that's not it, because you do not have to hold that Bitcoin till the top of the bull market and then sell it, right? You can mess around with altcoins, but if you feel like I don't want to, miss out on the market, then why not buy Bitcoin? Because it's also a fact that if you look at these these altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, Cardano Bitcoin, look what it did. From August 2021, you better stopped buying altcoins. August, right? It's almost 2 years already that ADA is going down only, right? That's what it is. You can see it right here. ADA is going down only for 2 years almost, right? And if you take it from the top to the bottom, you see that ADA is down 86% against Bitcoin, which is also still down 60%. Right? So if you don't want to miss out on the market, you can also just buy Bitcoin, right? And at any moment, you can say, okay, now I feel like I want some exposure to the altcoin market. I do have something to buy these altcoins with, because you can buy altcoins with your Bitcoin. So you have gunpowder and you have something, you have Bitcoin, so you don't miss out on the market if it runs. And you can always say then, okay, now I'm going to buy Cardano with my Bitcoin. And you buy it, for example, right here, whatever. Fine as well, all right? I mean, this could still go way lower, definitely. Could definitely go lower, right? But at least you're not throwing as much money away and you're not missing out on the market, right? That's the thing. A lot of these coins on their Bitcoin pair are already getting wrecked. And that's the danger, right? Because again, this is not an exception. Look at AVAX putting in new lows. Look at Arweave Bitcoin putting in new lows. Look at Cake Bitcoin putting in new lows. Look at whatever the fuck Bitcoin putting in new lows, right? It's all putting in new lows. It's all losing compared to Bitcoin. Because in a bear market, you don't want to be in altcoins, right? And at a certain point, you have to feel like, yeah, okay, now it's time. But based on what? Based on the fact that there's a Pepe going to blow up, based on the fact that there is a group of influencers on YouTube or Twitter talking about the fact that it's going to be an alt season, happy alt season. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. But now it gets dangerous, right? Because people think like, okay, this is it. Altcoins are wrecked right now. And this is the capitulation. I think the real capitulation still has to happen. Because what happened? Cardano went down in 1 week 40%. Or in 1 week. And if you take the closure, it went down 28%. Tell me that that's something that we haven't seen before, right? It's a nasty candle for sure. But, you know, it went down way more than that. But now the problem is this. Cardano Bitcoin, where's the support right now? We had support here, we had a little support here. Well, this was big support, broke as well, right? Cardano Bitcoin is down a lot right now, and it's basically free falling right here. So what if you now look at the Bitcoin dominance? Going back to that, the Bitcoin dominance broke out, right? Could come down, I mean, yeah, but the Bitcoin dominance finally showed strength and it broke out. What if the Bitcoin dominance goes up here or here? Do you have any idea what that means? That means that Cardano Bitcoin will get here probably. Something like that. Really hard down. And then you should not even care about the dollar pair, because if you are in Bitcoin, right, you can buy the dip as well. But what if you want to buy it with dollars? And what if Bitcoin goes down as well while this is happening on ADA Bitcoin? Do you have any idea how nasty Cardano dollar will look like? How nasty? 10 cents is bullish then. Really. All right, and that goes for a lot of altcoins. People get used of these levels, are used at these levels, and then bam. And therefore Cardano is such a good example because it has a lot of history. It has beautiful history, right? And you might feel like, yeah, okay, but I want to buy the dip, because if you look at Cardano right now, it is down 91%. Right? 91%. Can go down much lower, right? Well, you know what it is? If you look at the last, like, I don't even know if this was the top for Cardano. Probably there's a better chart. But look at this. Cardano on its dollar pair, here for example, went down 80% already. 80%, this part, 80. If it's already down 80%, then why should you not buy that dip? 80%. Well, I think you know where this is going. All right, so here, 80% down. Problem is, from that point, it went down another 80%. From that point, it went down another 84%. Right, so, and that can keep going on forever. That's eternity, right? It will never hit zero. So if you feel like now, well, Cardano went down 80% over here, and Cardano went now down 61%, and that should be the bottom, then look at this. 80%, another 80% from there, and another 84% from here. Well, now we just had 80% and 61%. You want to know how it looks like if we will repeat this? Just to, I'm not saying it will, but I am saying this is possible. It could still happen, right? Why not? Give me one reason. It happened before. Why is it impossible, right? What if it happens, right? So another 80% here, and then we go down another 84%. Remember, Cardano is now sued by the SEC. Wasn't back there. We'll put Cardano at 2 cents. Is it possible that we will see a 2 cent Cardano? Yes. Yeah, of course. Right? Like, the proof is right in your screen. Don't tell me it can't. Right? Am I saying it will? No, I'm not saying, I don't know. Oh, I'm saying it could. So if you feel like you're a genius by buying the dip at 130 and then by buying the dip at 80 cents and it went all the way to 25 and you're buying that dip, what if it eventually goes there? How do you feel then? Right? Do you have any idea how much your $1,000 will be worth here? Not much. I can tell you that. You are out of the market. You're wiped out. You're wrecked. You can't go back. Right? And then it's very hard to start over. What if a person buys that $1,000 over here and it goes back to all-time highs? Because here, guess what? It was even lower than that. It was more around 1.5 cents. And it went also up higher even than that. Went up way higher. What if we go over here and you take just $1,000 You go back to the all-time high. And again, don't say to me that's not possible. Cardano did it before. And I'm not telling you, right, oh yeah, Cardano goes to 2 cents and then it goes to $3. No. This is reflecting every altcoin right now. Any altcoin can do this, all right? 17,000%. That's 180x. If you 180x your $1,000 right here, compared to buying the dip so much right here that your $1,000 will be maybe worth $2 over here, it's quite the difference. Conclusion, buying the dip, bullshit. Stupid. It makes no sense. No sense at all. Please. Also, hodl, diamond hand, all bullshit. Diamond hand. What good is diamond hand right here? Tell me, please. What good is if people made a lot of money with this and they felt like diamond hand and they went all the way down from $3 to 2 cents? Shake your diamond hand and be happy, because you won't be, right? You even got a second chance with your diamond hand and you still go down. Diamond hand is bullshit. Take your profits. You won't be able to make that 170x if this happens, because you won't buy the bottom and you won't sell the top. But the market provides you with these tools. But yeah, if you do not take those tools because you are buying every single dip right there, then you're not really getting anywhere. One of my favorite projects, and a lot of people are not going to like this, is Seedify. Seedify 71 cents, right? It went from like 30 cents to $18. And my entry really sucked. You have to go through shit to, like, I can tell you this, but you won't experience that, like, if you really experience it, right? The best people can tell you all kind of stuff, but if you go through it, then you learn, right? You have to make your mistakes. So I have made some mistakes on Seedify, not big ones, luckily. I already had some experience with it, luckily, but still, I'm down. On the Seedify token, I'm down. But yeah, Seedify went from $18 all the way to 70 cents. If I'm in the Seedify group right now, I see some people being like, oh, 70 cents, perfect entry. 60 cents, perfect entry. Is that really so? I don't know. Could be. Yeah, I think in a matter of like 2 years, this will be a good entry. But it's mainly because you can join IDOs in this specific project. So you need the token and you'll make money with that. And you don't step in this token to make money with this token yourself necessarily. Therefore, I don't care that much about this token price. But Seedify as well went down 80%. Then from that point, went down 80%, right? Who says it can't come down another 80% from here? You know where that would put the Seedify token? Put it right here. $0.13. I can bet you that if that happens, which could, everybody that's still in crypto in the first place, because there won't be a lot, and they are in Seedify, they will tell you this project is dead. And they will blame everybody but themselves. They will blame Seedify. They blame the admins. They blame the community. They blame Gary Gensler. They blame me for not talking much about it. They blame everybody except themselves. Who can you blame? Yourself. It's a bear market. It's a cycle. In the bull market, you can make fantastic money. In a bear market, you can lose fantastic money. If you thought that you have lost all your money already, guess what? It will happen more than that, right? Probably happens more than that. Let me put it like that. There's a good chance you will lose a lot more. So yeah, we can talk now on this channel about, oh, what's your entry for, well, for example, Gala? Is it good to buy at 1.5 cents? I don't know. I don't know, man. It could. Like, again, If you are a trader, it's fine. You caught this rally from 1.5 cents to 6 cents. You made a 4x. Congratulations. We're back at that right now. Who says we are not going way lower than that? All these projects will be declared dead. And then is where the praying comes in. Because that's the point when nobody talks about crypto. Nobody. You feel like you are on your own. And then it's really hard to keep yourself motivated. Because you are going to doubt yourself. You are going to wonder, like, what if it's all dead right now? And what if it never comes back? And then you better have balls of freaking Titan, not even steel, Titan. And then you must pray. First, maybe get religious if you're not. And then you want to pray that these project founders and leaders and the team have the same experience as the people that decide to not give up. Because if these projects feel like this is it, fuck it, it's not worth anything anymore, our community is left, then the project will die. Therefore, I'm going to invest in ADA at the lows, not at 25 cents, fuck that. But ADA knows how to survive bear market. That's what you got to do, survive. So moral of the story, should you buy the dip? Be my guest, buy the dip. At a certain point, I will be wrong. But so far, you could have saved yourself a lot of money already from just waiting, stacking your cash, learning, being patient. So enough preaching, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm here every day in the bear market. Even if it gets boring and I get like 20 views, I don't care. I will be here every day, always.